The first thing to do after installing a Linux distribution is to update all installed applications to their latest version. When you installed Ubuntu, you've created a username with a password. This is the user and the password used to log in. Many, if not all, administrative tasks, including updating or installing new software, must be started as root. Root is the Linux administrator, and we'll have a lot of talks about it in the next lectures. To run commands as root, which means with administrative rights, use the sudo command and the command you want to run as root. Let's see how this works. I want to run some administrative commands that fully update all installed applications. I'm clicking this Ubuntu menu, Show Applications, and searching for a terminal. And I'm opening it. Another quick way to open a terminal is to click on the desktop with the right mouse button. Then select and click Open in Terminal, and a new terminal window is opening. So in the terminal, write sudo apt update. It's asking for my password, and the command will run with root privileges. Note that it requires an active internet connection. When it's done, I'll run a second command which will actually update all applications to their latest version. Sudo apt full -upgrade. It's prompting the user to enter Y to continue or N to stop. Note that this command requires a good internet connection since it's downloading a lot of software. As a conclusion, if you prefix a command with sudo, you are prompted for your own password and the command will run with root privileges. If you are a complete beginner, don't focus too much on this. Just update the system because we'll really dive deeper into this in the lectures to follow. We are waiting for it to finish. I'll pause the recording until it's done. And it's done. The system was fully updated. The second thing to do is to install the guest additions in the host VM, so in Ubuntu. They consist of device drivers and system applications that optimize the guest operating system for better performance and usability. The most important features are better mouse integration, shared folders and clipboard between the host and the guest operating systems, better video support, and so on. Go to Devices in the VirtualBox top menu and click on Insert Guest Additions CD image. This is provided as a single CD-ROM image file that is called vboxguestadditions.iso and is located in the installation directory of VirtualBox. So it comes with the VirtualBox and it's already available. A new window pops up and you can choose Run. It's asking for your password because it will run as the super user, which is root. And it's installing the guest additions. It's adding some kernel modules and so on. And it's done. If there's any errors or you don't want it to run automatically, you can run it manually. In a terminal, move to the directory where the guest additions ISO file was mounted using the cd command. Cd, a white space, /media, my username, student, and I'm pressing the tab key for auto-completion. And I'm hitting enter. This is the directory where the guest additions file was mounted. Let's see the contents of this directory by running the ls command. Here we see some executable files for different operating systems, including Linux, Windows, and Mac. We are running Linux, so we are gonna run the Linux script, which is vbox linux additions.run. As root, I'm executing the script. Sudo bash and the name of the script. You can use tab for auto-completion. This is one way of executing scripts in Linux. And it's running. It's doing the same thing as before. After it has finished, it's recommended to restart the VM in order to load the new kernel modules. So you could simply execute the reboot command at this moment. I'm restarting the VM. After the system restarts, you will be able to resize the VirtualBox window and the Ubuntu screen resolution will be updated accordingly. Now it looks better. I can eject the VirtualBox additions. Also note that each version of VirtualBox, even minor releases, ship with their own version of the guest additions, while it's kept stable so that guest additions already installed in a VM should continue to work when VirtualBox is upgraded on the host. For best results, it is recommended to keep the guest additions at the same version, so repeat the process of installing the guest additions after upgrading VirtualBox. And the last thing I'd recommend you to do is create a snapshot of the current state of the VM. This is a very powerful feature because snapshots allow you to save a particular state of a VM. This can be useful when you want to test something or you are about to make a change to the VM, and you need to be able to roll back to a working instance if something breaks. This is our case. We'll run lots of commands, install and update software, create and delete files, and many more. As we are learning by doing, there's the chance that something will break the Ubuntu system. Instead of installing it from scratch, we'll only roll it back to this working state. This is a serious time saver. So to create a snapshot of a running VM, go to the main menu of VirtualBox, click Machine, and take Snapshot. It's a good idea to fill out the name and the description because you might take multiple snapshots and you don't want to get confused when restoring only a specific one. It has created the snapshot. To see the snapshots, in the VirtualBox Manager, click this icon and then Snapshots. You'll be presented with the taken snapshots. Say you are working in your VM and you make a change that breaks the system. What are the required steps to roll it back to one of the previous snapshots? First, the VM must not be running. You can restore a snapshot only if the VM is either in a saved state or it's powered off. So, I'm powering off the machine. I'm selecting the VM from the left pane of VirtualBox Manager and clicking on Snapshots. I'm selecting the snapshot I want to restore and then click Restore. In this window, I can create a new snapshot of the current machine state or not. This is supposedly the broken state, so I'm not selecting this option. I'm restoring it. It was restored, so I can start it. I advise you to play around with snapshots, as in my opinion, this is a must-use feature when working with virtual machines.